I'm Robert Underwood, and I'm chair of the Pacific Center for Island Security, a brand new island-based think tank here in Guam and Micronesia.
Howdy, I'm Kenneth Kuper. I'm an associate professor of political science at the University of Guam, but I'm also a fellow co-founder and director for the Pacific Center for Island Security.
Now, there are many think tanks around the world, and they think of geopolitical and strategic issues from the point of view of the contestants of geopolitical conflict. We thought we'd take the point of view of the areas under which they're contesting, and so that's why we decided that we would start this.
We recently received, as Dr. Underwood mentioned, a $445,000 grant from the Carnegie Corporation of New York. Primarily, we were given the money to better help understand the future of global ordering from the perspective of the Pacific Islands. So one thing that we've noticed is that when you talk about geopolitical competition, a lot of the analysis yes, comes from all these different places, but they're primarily about the Southern Pacific, right? The South Pacific. The analysis regarding Micronesia is very scant, and so we want to help fill that void. So we're doing a large mapping exercise. So the idea is to have an interactive map on our website that essentially comprehensively shows anyone who visits military activities, maybe new economic agreements that were signed, diplomatic agreements that were signed, maybe there's a new technological initiative, right? We want to be able, there's crowded and complexity, right? That's what we're seeing, the geopolitics of Micronesia. It's getting crowded and complex. How are we who live in this part of the world supposed to understand cumulatively how this is going to affect our lives? We think this map is going to be just a great resource for policymakers and also for individuals who just want to be connected.
And we believe that that empowers everyone, all the islands and communities concerned. One of the things is that we tend to think of these issues in isolation. So, you know, we've been here in the CNMI now for 4 days, and of course, I've had many years of experience working here politically and educationally, and it always, it's like Guam. People think they have a kind of a special relationship with Washington, D.C., that it's not connected to the rest of the region. I always advise people that Washington, D.C. doesn't see us as individual entities. They see us as a conglomerate of island entities in which they are carrying out national and international policy. And it behooves us to start thinking that way.
What is very clear is that the geopolitical activity is presenting sort of things that we haven't seen in decades, right? A new level of military activity, a new level of attention that's coming to this region. And I think the critical aspect of all of this is that every person we've talked to so far on our trip, including in Tinian, is how do we create the best lives for the citizens of the CNMI amongst all of this geopolitical posturing? And if, even those who accept that, you know, DoD is a partner, how do you make that partnership more beneficial? There are clearly in any partnership, there are a lot of problems, right? And so what I saw in, you know, analyzing each of the meetings that we have is really understanding what are these roadblocks to efficient partnership that will benefit the local community.